Hey, this is John Bolger with Premier Guitar. I'm with my buddy Greg Voros from Gruhn Guitars, and Greg brought the coolest 12-string I've ever seen in my whole life.
It's pretty special. Thanks for having me, John.
Yeah, man. Come show up anytime when you're bringing stuff like this.
This guitar is really special for two reasons. One is that it comes from the collection of Nancy Wilson from Heart.
I've got such a crush on Nancy.
Nancy's cool, yeah. And she's owned this guitar for the better part of 40 years. Wow. which is pretty impressive, and two, it's an incredibly early pre-production Paul Reed Smith.
So what year actually was this thing made?
In 1978.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So was he okay? So he was just making them in his garage at that point.
Yeah. So he was making all of them by hand and then taking them to the shows throughout the mid 70s into the late 70s to try and encourage musicians, known guitar players, to play his creations. Wow. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, because the Heart thing makes sense, because I know Howard Leese, who still has a signature model with PRS, he was one of the very early converts.
That's right.
So I wonder who bought one first, if Nancy bought it or Howard.
I'm not 100% sure. Either way, from 78, it's pretty early. God. It's pretty early. So when this was presented to Nancy in 78, she loved it. She thought it was just beautiful, and it really is, but she wanted the addition of that dragon that she heard about. So it took Paul, I believe it was a couple of years before he finally finished it and did all the pearl work and gave it to her, but there's actually a little heart in the inside of the dragon on this one for Nancy.
That is too cool.
Yeah, it's incredible, and you can tell really why Paul Reed Smith really took off over the years. I mean, what he did as far as his build and his design, it's pretty unique. When it comes down to designing a guitar, I think it's not as easy as it looks. So you have Fenders and you have Gibsons, and then you have a lot of interesting designs that are completely different from them. You know, whether it be a pointy shaped, metal guitar or whatever it might be. They're awesome. They're great. Yeah. But to make an instrument that continue to be timeless, like a Paul Reed Smith. The shapes, I think it's just beautiful, and it's no wonder that he's still around today and building beautiful pieces.
Yeah, no kidding, man. And it feels so good. I love the whole depth of that top. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but it really...
The super early Paul Reed Smiths that I've seen from the late 70s all have the bridge, the wrap tail bridge, actually cut into the top. And you can really see that. And I've seen a couple of these now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. So it came... like that with
That's right. That's right. And I mean, as far as I don't know how many 12 strings Paul Reed Smith actually made. Maybe now he's super well known. I'm sure he makes some custom instruments. But having an electric 12 string from that period, I think that this instrument is extremely rare because of it being a 12 string.
Right.
The birds. I mean, it's a great example because it really shows what Paul Reed Smith guitars became, and they're so recognizable. So the birds are still there, 24 frets.
Paul must have put every one of those in himself.
That's right.
By hand.
That's right.
And this.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And this is interesting because it kind of looks like the Santana model.
That's right. So I was studying the instrument before I came down here, and a couple of the guys in the repair shop were looking at it, and it really is a set neck guitar, but it's really a combination of almost like a neck through, because the neck actually comes into the body up until it meets that pickup.
So is that like the tenons?
That's right. That's right. So it's kind of it is a set neck guitar, but it's like a neck through model as well. Which is incredible.
Yeah.
I love it. So it's pretty impressive for what it is, because it's an early Paul Reed Smith. Paul Reed Smith now is a legend. His instruments are fantastic, and that's great. And then Nancy Wilson, the fact that she got on so early to that boat, with it being a Paul Reed Smith, and then her playing it out, recording with it, and enjoying the instrument for the better part of 40 years. It's just amazing.
And it plays great. I mean, like. I don't know. I have a 12 string that plays like a truck, and I rarely use it because it plays like a truck. But I've never had one where you could actually play like a line on it.
I think that's why. I mean, Nancy Wilson's a phenomenal guitar player, so it makes total sense that she would want it because it plays so well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Man, I love that early headstock too, right?
Yeah.
It's almost...
I love it. Incredibly unique. I've never seen another PRS with a peg head like that.
Right.
A shape, yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know, like a V a little bit headstock. You can see the influence of like a Les Paul Jr., for instance, a little bit.
Yeah, but different.
It's,
but different.
Yeah, its own thing.
And you know, it's a two-piece neck, and then there's also two little slivers of wood right at the wings here on the side.
Oh.
I would imagine you would still consider this a two-piece.
Oh, that makes sense because that's so
It's so
big.
wide, yeah.
Right.
But another bird right in the center, incredibly unique instrument, you know.
Golly.
You know, honestly, the fact that we were so excited to get this instrument at Gruhn's, we're all super happy about it. The fact that Nancy Wilson, I mean, Nancy Wilson is incredible. She's been an inspiration to so many guitar players over the years.
Oh, hey, let's talk materials. Mahogany?
It's a mahogany guitar with a Brazilian rosewood fingerboard, mahogany neck and body. Yeah.
Brazilian, before Brazilian was a...
Before everyone knew
happen.
about it, yeah, absolutely.
And it's funny, this pickup, it looks, Greg said you couldn't find anything on it.
No, there was no markings on the back, but it looks an awful lot like a
DiMarzio.
That's right.
So I took a picture of it and I texted it to Larry DiMarzio, and he said, "Yeah, I think that's mine."
Yeah, I just wasn't 100% sure what Paul was doing at the time, whether he was getting bobbins from DiMarzio and winding it himself. I'm not 100% sure what he was doing.
Well, Larry
at the
doesn't
time.
remember either.
There you go.
But he's like, "Yeah, that looks like mine." Yeah.
No.
Cow, what man? It's this really, you know, that's what I love about axes and artifacts. It really is kind of like anthropology, or like we're digging through sand and
That's right.
and brushing it off and seeing these amazing artifacts.
That's right.
Well, man, that's as cool as it gets. Coolest 12-string ever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, Greg, thanks, man.
Thanks for having me,
awesome.
John.
Come back soon.
I appreciate it.
He's got more cool stuff. We're going to be back with more of these soon with some amazing stuff.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say I wanted to thank Nancy personally for allowing Gruhn Guitars to represent this incredible piece of American history. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and call me Nancy.
Don't forget to sign up for PG Perks, your all-access pass to exclusive gear giveaways and discounts on PremierGuitar.com.